Welcome to the Dre on the Keys podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre Gossi, and today we're going to be talking about how to dominate your dominant seventh chords. One of my favorite things to play over is just sitting on a dominant seventh chord. And today we're looking at the dominant seventh chord in the context of it being the tonic note. Normally when you have a dominant chord that's 5/7, it moves to the 1. But in today's examples, we're going to look at just sitting on what happens when we're just grooving and we're just sitting on a dominant chord. And the chord that we're going to use today is going to be the F7. All right. So normally an F7 chord wants to resolve to B flat. Right? F7 to B flat major. But today we're just going to talk about F7 as in the context of a blues, or F7 as in the context of a funk groove, where we're just vamping on that F and we just got that F7 holding steady. So first of all, let's build the chord. So F7, F, A, C, E flat. That's a root position F7 chord. F, A, C, and E flat. So you're just sitting there on that F7. Now, of course, that sounds very vanilla and bland. So we want to spice that up. So this is going to be a 3-part series, of course. So part 1, let's just talk about basics, the pocket. And we'll approach this as if you have a bass player. So the bass player will be grooving on the F. Right? And you can see my bass note on the screen. That's what the bass note is going to have. Now, the first approach, I guess this would be called your pocket, your foundation, when you're just grooving over a dominant chord vamp. I like to use octaves. Octaves in the right hand. And I kind of syncopate those octaves. So if the bass is on 1, 2, 3, 4. Just octaves. Just got my pinky and my thumb. That's all I'm doing. It's octaves. And I may add the C in there. Boom. Just grooving out right there. Right? All right. Cool. So we got that. We got the octave. So you can add the fifth in there for a little bit more, a little more color, a little more grind. Still a little bland. Let's add a little more flavor. We're going to add the tritone. All right. The tritone. And for F7, a tritone is just the third and the flattest seventh. The major third and the flattest seventh of a dominant chord creates the tritone. So, right? So my tritone is going to be A and E flat. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So you kind of got that groove going. Right? Now, what I do with this tritone, I move the notes down a half step and I move them back up. So in the rhythm is I want to hit a 1, 2, 3. So the and a 4, and I land back on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 1, right? And when I'm doing that, I have my forefinger and my second finger and my forefinger. My forefinger is on E flat, and my second finger is on A. And then I just move them down half steps. Now I kind of got a groove going here. I can syncopate. I can syncopate a little bit. You know? Right? So, now we got that thing going. We got our tritone. Right? We got our tritone. We got our octaves. Now, another little simple trick. We're using an F dominant. Everything I'm building is off of F. Over that F dominant, I can use a F minor triad, and I can use a G minor triad. F minor triad and a G minor triad. I'm not changing the key or anything. I'm just using these directly on top of that F7 that we've been talking about the whole time. So what that looks like is, and the way I'm getting that, I'm looking at the first scale degree and the second scale degree of F7. So I can do F minor because that's the 1. And I can do G minor, that's the 2. Right? And I can invert these. So I'll break those down. F, A flat, C, G, B flat, D, A flat, C, F, B flat, D, G. That last one, C, F, A flat, D, G, B flat. And I'm just inverting these chords. I'm using a root position, F minor. Then I'm going to a root position, G minor. Then I'm going first inversion, F minor. First inversion, G minor. Second inversion, F minor. Second inversion, G. So you may hear this sound. You may have heard this sound a lot, and all it is just minor triads. Using those triads, mixing it up. All right, now the last element for the pocket is just 5, 6, 5, 6 in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excuse the latency. See that? 5, 6. 5, 6, that's C and D. I'm overloading the program. So that's all together. That's how you groove over a dominant chord. That's over F7. So let's recap everything we did. The first thing we learned what exactly a dominant chord was. And that's root, major third, fifth, flatted seventh. So not, it'll be major seventh. The E flat makes it a flatted seventh. That's a dominant chord, right? First thing we did. The second thing, we took the octaves of the root, the F's, put them in our right hand, our thumb, and our pinky, and then we added the C with our index finger. Gonna make this open fifth sound. After that, we extracted the third and the seventh of the chord. 1, 3, 5, 7. We drop the 5, we drop the root, we just keep the 7. Put that in our left hand. And we learned that was a tritone. Then we just moved it down a half step. And we groove like that for a little bit. Right? Then we added triad pairs on the root, on the 1 and the second. So that was the F and the G. We added an F minor triad and a G minor triad. And we inverted them up. Right? And then after that, we added our fifth and the sixth in the left hand. And I really like that third inversion, F minor. I'm sorry, second inversion, F minor. First inversion, G. First inversion, F. All right. So, I hope that helped you all. I hope you gained some valuable information from that. We're just learning how to dominate our dominant chords this week. In the next episode, we'll spice things up with a few licks and a few enclosures that I like to do over dominant chords. And then the last episode, we'll work on some different passing chords and playing out and coming back in. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to rate and review, leave comments, leave feedback. I'm learning, like I said, 28 episodes in February. This is number 5. So 28 episodes in February. That's our goal. I'm learning. I hope you're learning. I hope you're getting value. Please be sure to follow on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Dre on the Keys podcast. Also, the Cash App and Patreon is below. I also was recording MIDI files, so I'll try to get these MIDI files together. If you decide to support on Patreon, I'll have the MIDI file there from this lesson. You can break it down in more detail, upload it into your DAW or whatever program, and really break down the notes and everything and learn at your pace. Remember, be patient. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. Be consistent. Keep working on it daily. And until the next time, I'll see you later on. Yes, sir.